hello everyone. It's lovely to be with you again. We will continue the third section now. The title is What We Give, We Receive 100-fold. Unconditional love in action. Unconditional love is really the topic here. And there is a lot of funny definitions to unconditional love. When you ask some people about it, they say, oh, this is what it's for children. Like we give unconditional love for children, which is of course correct. Or grandparents or brothers, sisters and things, which is absolutely true. This excludes it then having unconditional love to anybody else. And I think this is what we need to talk about right now. It's almost like the default needs to be the unconditional love. And then if we decide to get romantic with someone, then that changes a little bit, but it should really, the unconditional love should be the standard in a way. But we're going to go through it now and see how that works out. All right. So we're exploring the transformative power of love and its boundless potential, and its purest form is called the unconditional love. So the purest form of love is called unconditional love. If we hurt someone, somehow the universe is going to come back to us to make us, to get the balance back. If we send love out, then it comes back multiplied as well. So what is the nature of love? Love is the most powerful force in the universe. I think that statement is enough to understand what the whole thing is about. I mean, we don't need to really explain it. It transcends space and time. It connects us to all beings. So it's really the common connector with the whole creation, basically. When we give love freely, we activate an energetic cycle that brings that love back to us multiplied. So if we go out with love to express that love, the universe will then activate a whole mechanism to bring that love back to us, but multiplied. So love has no limits. It is infinite, healing, and transformative. Okay, so what is love without conditions? So unconditional love is the purest form of love. So it's not for kids only, it's not for grandmothers only, it's the purest form of love that should be the default in every case. I mean, there we say we should love our enemy, you know, as Jesus said. It should be the default. If we are pure light beings, then that should be our default. If not, then we will be dark beings. So it means giving love freely without expecting anything in return. And I'm going to read it again. It means giving love freely without expecting anything in return. So when somebody comes and say, I love you unconditionally and stuff, but why aren't you doing this and that? Or I want you to do this and that. Already there is a condition there. And if they get upset at you because you just decided to do something and they are upset about it, then obviously there is a condition there. So the definition of unconditional love and how to apply it is really what we want to focus on here. So it is accepting ourselves and others as they are without judgment or expectation. So the judgment and expectation together. So if we love someone unconditionally, we don't judge them. Whatever they do is accepted and is fine. And there's no expectations for them to behave one way or the other. We just accept them as they are. And it should be reciprocal as well. This love is compassionate, understanding, and eternal. It's understanding. It means that whatever happens that can be upsetting, we will just understand it and keep going. Communication certainly will be necessary. It doesn't change that. So the law of reciprocity, what we give, we receive. If we love unconditionally, we automatically start this process of receiving back that love that we give out. So it's actually a very good deal, you know. It's not like you're just losing energy and you're giving and you're giving and you're not getting anything back. No, it's done in such a way that once we give love, we're plugged into this universal flow of love that we benefit from it and we get it multiplied. So when we give love selflessly, it returns to us 100-fold. Attachments and conditions again. If we talk about unconditional, it should not have a condition. In other words, if they behave in whichever way, I'm not going to be upset about it, right? Attachment is either somebody's trying to attach themselves to us, or we are attaching ourselves to this person, and when we feel that they're not giving us that connection that we deserve, we want, we get upset, we demand it, we get angry, and then we get into this cycle. That is not unconditional at all. That is the old paradigm that's everywhere, and it's being practiced everywhere, and people think that this is really how it should be, and that's why we have as many divorces and many unhappy relationships as there are. So let's define it and then go back again and see how that works out. So when we give love selflessly, so it doesn't matter what the other person does, you're just doing it because you want to give it. You're plugged into that universal flow of love, and it's selfless. You just give it without expectation. So it returns to us again hundredfold. Now this is a universal law. This is not an opinion, or this is not a hypothesis. It is a law, actually. So it works like this. The energy we put out into the world reflects back to us. If we put conditional energy out, we're going to get conditional energy back, and then we're going to be in this kind of struggle. But if you put it unconditionally and selflessly, the words are very important, selfless, how it is. So in a relationship with a parent or with a family member or something, it's really selfless. It's loving in a way that is not expecting anything. And whatever their behavior back to us, it doesn't matter. It's not action, reaction anymore. It's just acceptance, understanding that they are limited like that they have their own traumas. Okay, so it is a universal law. The energy we put out into the world reflects back to us. Let's just follow this. It doesn't matter now which kind of relationship it is. We're just talking purely about a universal law of energy that we give out, and then it comes back multiplied. So every kind thought, word, and action sends ripples through the universe. Just every thought we think about, if it's kind, it just affects the universe because it's flowing in resonance with the love of the universe, with the flow of the universe. Every word we say that is kind or action sends that ripples to the universe, which always responds with more love and blessings in return. So this is, again, the law of the universe. It's not, nobody can change that, which is really cool. Okay, so the energy of unconditional love. So unconditional love creates harmony within ourselves and with others. It heals old wounds, dissolves fears, and restores balance. Through unconditional love, we align with the divine source of love, bringing peace, joy, and abundance into our lives. Okay, so the power of giving love. So if we imagine our heart as a radiant sun filled with endless light and warmth, it's just giving. You don't have to control it. The sun doesn't have to choose who to give the warmth and the light to. It's just there. And in a way, this is how that condition is. It's just there. It's the default. It's the standard. People can receive it or not. That's their issue, or that's their karma or whatever. But it's there all the time. So we tend to have a valve on the love, you know, we give it here and then we don't give it there, and then we can give it and then decide to take it out because the people are not following our conditions and things. Okay, but that's the very exhausting way of loving, really. So as we give love to others, this light expands, illuminating the world around us. So actually, when we're giving love and we're projecting this, emitting this kind of love, the world around us will be affected by our presence wherever we go. And then we will feel how our love touches others, uplifting their spirits and healing their hearts. So when we give the love, we will start to see how that touches the spirits of people and that we interact with, and how that heals their hearts, even if they had traumas or they had heartbreaks in the past. That love, once you give it and they sense, they feel the pure love, it will heal them from the wounds of the past. So as our love radiates outwards, it returns to us magnified. Okay, now receiving love in return is very important. How many times you can give love out, but people just don't receive it? They just don't, and they keep saying, "You're not loving me enough," you know. And then you give more, and then they say, "It's not enough." It's like the reception has an issue here. Yeah. The antenna, yeah. Or you say, I need a lavometer, you know, you need a lavometer to measure how much love the person has, if it's enough or not. It's like you tell them, okay, how much love is enough for you, you know?
They have leakage somewhere.
Well, there's a leakage, or yeah, definitely a block. The pipe is broken. So when we give love freely, we open ourselves to receive even more love. And we visualize the love we have given coming back to us multiplied and overflowing. So anytime we're giving love, we just visualize that we're going to get it multiplied. Okay, so we feel the love filling out our heart and soul, restoring our energy, bringing peace and lifting our spirit. So how do we apply unconditional love in our lives? So unconditional love allows us to release expectations and judgment. Again, we talked about that yesterday, not to have expectation and not to have judgment. And this just constantly has to be our theme, not to expect anything and not to judge anyone. Because what we judge can be absolutely 180 degrees from what the truth is, and we don't know. So we should not really try to judge anybody or expect anything, because in either way, we don't know what's happening on the other side. Until there's an actual communication coming to us, telling us something clearly, we should not expect anything and we should not judge. Now, that would be a new way for us to do things, because we're used to always either judging something and then or having an expectation and then getting disappointed after that if this is not matched. So we put ourselves in such complicated formula or equation that is always going to bring disappointment if we have the judgment and expectation active. By accepting others and ourselves, we create a space for deep connection, empathy, and compassion. So the whole idea really has to do with activating the empathic and the compassion in a relationship. So if the relationship doesn't rise above the solar plexus, let's put it this way, it remains just in the base chakra. Okay, we build a family, we build a home, we have a bunch of kids. We have some wonderful physical experiences together and so on. And then we just go to solar plexus, and then now we have the ego and we have the presence and we have the important things, and that's it. And it doesn't go to the heart. Then we will not have empathic. So we will not have that emotional fulfillment. It will be missing. We may have to go seeking it somewhere else. Or we will be surprised when we suddenly meet someone that has this resonance, and we get so attracted to them while we have a whole structure of a family or something, because that part is missing, the heart's aspect. So the deep connection of empathy and compassion, if it's not there from the beginning, then just forget about it. So that completely cancels all the arranged marriages, you know. It's just doesn't have that aspect at all. It will have someone with a good career, someone with good bank account, all kinds of presence, beautiful, handsome, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like there's an expiry date there, because that heart connection and empathy is not there. And that is much more important than many other things.
No life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like we're living 1/3 our capacity. It's the physical third only. There's not the empathic emotional one, and there's not, of course, the intuitive spiritual one. So we're kind of trying to make do with just 1/3 of our experience with someone, and that becomes our whole life. And that's why extremely frustrated, people are not happy, and either they would go seeking to complete that somewhere else, or they would get really shocked when they find it, that connection with other people while they're already committed, and it creates complications this way. So when we accept the others and ourselves, so we have to accept ourselves and the other people as well. This is in the case of the unconditional now, not the partnership kind of love. So accepting somebody means you accept them as they are. They're not perfect. They have bugs in their system, you know, they do annoying things. And we just understand that they're in a journey the way we are. And we are doing horrible things too, and we learn from it and we improve it. And so should they. So no judgment, no expectation. It's okay. They have bugs. We just smile at them and give them a hug and say, okay, work on it, you know, that's all. Don't get upset at it because we are here to actually work these things and improve ourselves. So judging that this person is not perfect, who are we, you know, to say someone is perfect or not? And are we perfect to be able to put ourselves in that position? So this type of love, the one that has the deep connection, the empathy and the compassion, this love transforms relationships, fosters understanding, and leads to true peace, which is really what is required when we want to have a partnership in our life. Okay, so let's repeat this affirmations, please. I give love freely, and I receive love abundantly. My love is unconditional, without limits or expectations. I open my heart to the divine flow of love. Knowing it returns to me 100-fold. Okay, so we carry this with us all the time and bring it to our life and to other people's life as well. Do we choose the person to give unconditional love? No, the unconditional love should be the default, really. Should be to the person in the street selling something. It should be to the poor person sitting begging for money. It should be for the gas station, really. It should be our default.
Is it not a leakage of your energy?
No, not at all, because you get it back multiplied. Love is like that. So actually, on the contrary, when we hold it, we don't get it back. Then we hold it, then we don't get it back, and then we feel isolated and separate and alone. But when we give it, we get it. We have to get it back. It's the universal law, right? It's a law of the universe. So we should not spare it. We should not just calculate it. We should give it as much as possible, and we're just going to get it 100-fold, multiplied by 100.